Okay, so lace up your boots, everybody, because today we're heading west
West.
to the Oregon Trail.
2,000.
2,170 miles
Yeah.
across the American West.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking months in a covered wagon, relying on your supplies
Oh, yeah.
to reach that Oregon territory.
Yeah, and you know what? I think most people know the Oregon Trail for those iconic covered wagons.
Right.
But what's so interesting to me is what led up to that mass migration.
Okay.
It's like this story that unfolds and unfolds.
Oh, wow.
And it gets better and better.
Okay, so before we even get to those wagon trains,
Yeah.
those trials, those pioneer lives, let's rewind.
Yeah.
Who are the ones that set all this up?
The OGs.
Who are the OGs of the Oregon Trail?
Well, you can't talk about going west without mentioning Lewis and Clark. Right. I mean, they mapped it out. They went on this monumental expedition.
Early 1800s.
Early 1800s, President Jefferson sends them out. It was amazing. But their route, it wasn't exactly for wagons.
Not practical.
Not quite yet.
Okay, so they just went to discover.
Yeah.
Not to actually say, hey, everybody, come on over.
Exactly. It was about finding a way, not so much about making a way for others to follow.
Right.
And that's where these fur trappers and traders come in.
Oh, the mountain men. Rugged individuals just out there making their way in the world.
Yeah. And, you know, I always think about those stories. They would tell you, think they were exaggerated at all.
Oh, for sure.
You know, sitting around the campfire, a little something, something.
Yep.
But these guys like Jedediah Smith and Jim Bridger, these guys were instrumental in forging these routes.
Yeah, because somebody's got to be the first.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And they were paving the way.
They were.
For the Oregon Trail.
And, you know, one of their biggest discoveries was South Pass.
What is that?
A manageable way to get through the Rocky Mountains.
Okay.
Right. And so this is perfect timing, too, because as the fur trade starts to go down, now you've got all these paths that are just ready
for families.
For families to take them over.
Wow.
To migrate.
So it wasn't like a straight shot from Missouri to Oregon?
No, it was more like a network of trails, and they'd all kind of converge onto this main route.
So like Independence, Missouri?
Yes.
That was like a jumping off point.
Yes.
Okay.
Like the Ellis Island of the West.
Wow.
Just people getting ready to go.
Okay. So you get to Independence, Missouri. You get to St. Joseph.
Yeah.
You're stocking up. Are you getting information too?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
This is pre-internet, right?
Right.
So you've got seasoned mountain men.
Right.
They're coming down from the mountains.
Okay.
They're hanging out at the saloons.
Right. They got to tell their stories.
They're sharing all this information.
Okay.
Probably some embellishment, sure.
Right.
But still.
That's where you're getting your information.
You got it.
Okay.
The blacksmiths are going to... You can smell that campfire coffee.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Anticipation. Everybody's getting ready to go.
So you're finally on the trail. You said goodbye to everybody.
Yeah.
You're on your way.
Yep.
Is it just wilderness?
It's rough.
The whole way.
But there were a couple of
Okay.
strategically placed forts.
Okay.
Like Fort Kearny.
Okay.
Fort Laramie.
And those are like little snippets of civilization.
Yes. Oh my gosh. You could restock.
Right.
Repair your wagon.
Send a letter home.
Oh my gosh, yes. Can you imagine a warm meal?
A little bit of connection.
To the world that you left behind.
Right, because that's got to be hard.
Absolutely, to leave everything behind.
Be like, see ya.
Yeah.
I'm going west. Those moments must have been so important on a journey like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because let's face it, it wasn't all campfire stories.
No, it was a huge undertaking.
What were some of the challenges that people had to face?
Well, you're talking about a journey of months.
Right.
Through crazy terrain.
Yeah.
So, like, what kind of draft animal are you going to bring?
Right. Because you need someone to pull all your stuff.
Yeah. Are you going to bring horses?
Okay.
Because horses seem like the obvious choice.
Yeah, they're faster.
They're faster.
Right.
But they get sick more often.
Okay.
And they need grain.
Oh, and you can't exactly pick up grain.
You can't have a grain depot
right.
in the middle of...
In the middle of Wyoming.
Exactly.
Okay. So horses are out.
So maybe mules?
Okay.
Mules are known for their strength.
Okay.
And endurance.
Okay.
But they can be a little difficult.
Oh, yeah. Mules are stubborn?
Very stubborn.
Yeah.
And expensive.
Okay.
Like way more expensive than horses.
So what did most people use?
Oxen.
Oxen.
I know they're slow.
Yeah.
But they are strong, and they're perfect for the trail.
Okay.
I mean, they could pull a wagon through anything.
Wow.
Mud, snow.
Wow.
And they could survive on the prairie grasses.
Okay, so you don't have to worry about packing food for them.
Exactly.
That's huge.
Huge.
Especially back then.
But shoeing them, that was a challenge. Because their hooves are cloven.
Right.
So you've got to get in there.
1,000-pound animal you're trying to wrangle?
I know.
That's a job and a half right there.
The whole thing.
Okay, so we've talked about the animals. Now, what about the people?
Yeah.
What were they eating?
Well, they had to carry enough for months.
Right.
So staples like flour, bacon, sugar, salt.
Pantry staples.
Yeah, you've got to have it.
Right.
Beans, rice.
Okay.
Dried fruits if you're lucky.
Right.
Some people even brought this Native American food called pemmican.
What is that?
It's dried meat and berries.
Oh.
And it can last forever.
Oh, wow.
Super nutritious.
Like a protein bar, kind of.
Exactly.
Wow.
But their most important fuel source wasn't food.
Okay, what else was there?
Buffalo chips.
You mean what I think you mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dried buffalo dung.
And that was...
It burns really well, and there was a lot of it.
That's amazing.
Right.
Necessity is the mother of invention, I guess.
That's what they say.
Okay, so even with the planning, even with the buffalo chips, there still had to be dangers.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding?
What were they most afraid of?
Accidents.
Accidents.
Wagon wheels breaking.
Yeah.
Rivers flooding.
Okay.
Wildlife.
Right.
Hypothermia.
In those winters.
Oh, yeah.
And Native Americans.
Yeah, and that's often exaggerated.
Oh,
it's more nuanced than that.
Okay.
It was more about misunderstanding and fear from both sides.
Right, because they're both scared of each other.
Exactly.
Wow.
But the number one threat was disease.
Oh, really? Not all the other stuff.
Cholera.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Spread through contaminated water.
And it would just take people out.
Entire families.
That's awful.
It was a constant fear.
Yeah. It's easy to romanticize it.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you think about the Oregon Trail.
Totally.
But it was really rough.
Oh, yeah, those diaries and letters, though.
Oh, yeah. What about those?
They're so valuable because you get those firsthand accounts.
Oh, I bet.
Of what it was really like.
To really understand what they went through.
And what they were thinking and feeling.
Right, because it's one thing to be like, oh, yeah, and a lot of people died from cholera.
Right.
But then to hear it from somebody who was there.
Exactly.
Like, that's got to hit different.
This one woman, Anna Maria King, she was writing to her family.
Okay.
And she's talking about all these people in their wagon train.
Oh, no.
Dying from cholera.
Oh, no, it's awful.
The grief, the fear, it's real.
Yeah, it wasn't just numbers.
Yeah.
These were people.
Real people. But they also talk about the good stuff, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what?
Like how beautiful it was.
Okay.
Imagine seeing the plains.
Oh, yeah.
For the first time.
And the mountains.
And the mountains.
That's got to be pretty amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
This woman, Martha Gay Masterson.
Okay.
She kept the diary.
Okay.
And she talked about how she and the other kids,
okay,
they were obsessed with the graves they would see on the trail.
Because they're everywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy, but also like...
A little bit.
But then she talks about crossing the rivers.
Okay.
And the campfires.
Right.
And just a good meal.
Right.
Or like a flower that they hadn't seen before.
Right.
It's finding those moments of beauty and joy.
In the midst of everything.
Wow. What would you even pack for a trip like that?
Right.
Like, what's the most important thing you'd bring?
It makes you think.
It really does. It makes you think.
It's such a powerful story.
So before we go, I just want to say that the Oregon Trail is...
It's inspiring.
Hardship and resilience. Dreams, disappointments, courage.
And that human spirit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So next time you're thinking about your ancestors...
Yes.
Think about them on the Oregon Trail.
And maybe update your emergency kit.
Yes. And we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.